Victory. W. W. What's up, Turtle Riders? Let people stream on in here, stroll on in here. How's everyone doing? Good morning, folks. Good morning from Leominster, Massachusetts. Welcome. Good morning, beautiful. How you doing? What's going on? Ten people here? That can't be right. There's got to be more than 10. Hopefully the notifications are good. Now people are starting to roll in. Okay, good. Now we're going. All right. So I am leaving right now, Leominster District Court. I did not really publicize this because I didn't want to make a big spectacle out of this. And quite frankly, I was wondering if you would show up. So last week I applied for a harassment prevention order against Zackary Marten. I believed it necessitated an emergency, or at least a temporary order, because for those of you unfamiliar, Zackary Marten, he goes by Tonic and Sales on YouTube. He has been, calling me from fake numbers constantly, making vague, ominous threats that he's going to show up at my house, making a lot of really uncomfortable and sexual comments about my children. Just really, weird, uncomfortable stuff. He was a nuisance for a while. But then when he went real world, it all changed. So last Wednesday, here's what happened. So I get a call from him at 6:26 p.m. He is threatening. He calls me from a 616 number, which I think is like Michigan. He doesn't live in Michigan, he lives in Florida. And he, where the fuck is this taking me? Detour. He tells me that he's going to, that I'm going to be getting a knock on the door. He calls me a pedophile. Obviously, he's trying to instill fear into me. Now, you can call anyone a pedophile all you want, so that's not a violation. That's not grounds for an order. But threatening to come to someone's houses, which certainly the knock on the door implies. So anyway, he ends up calling me later in the night, telling me that he's going to, come to your house. And, what he was going to say. He's like, I'm never going to stop contacting him. I'm like, you need to stop. And I recorded it. And he actually, in court today, he actually is like, Your Honor, she's not allowed to record my phone calls. It's actually illegal in the state. The judge did not give a fuck. You guys got to stop with the wiretapping shit. No one cares. Your Honor, I committed a crime here, a serious crime to threaten this man, and he recorded it. I'm the victim here. Not a good look. They're not going to buy that. Nobody gives a fuck that you're the victim of wiretapping if someone recorded a phone call of you threatening an entire household. Don't, fucking moron. Anyway, so later that night, I fell asleep and I got a knock on the door, and lights are flashing in my house. It wakes up my 7-year-old daughter. Her mother goes in a room with her, and they're fucking scared shitless. And so me as the man of the house, I got to go downstairs, or I was already downstairs. I grabbed, there's a mug on the coffee table, it's like a glass. It didn't have a handle, it was a glass. And I grabbed it, and I was planning to open the door and hit who was ever on the other side. Because, again, Zach Martin's telling me I'm going to be getting a knock on the door. What am I supposed to think? Zach Marten is also, and we'll get, actually, so I open the door. Luckily, it's the Holden police. I don't hit them. If I had been more impulsive and, hit the cop with a glass, I get shot. So that's called swatting. It's extremely dangerous. It gets people killed. It was designed to cause fear, and it did cause fear. On top of that, Zach had also previously texted me on March 22nd and March 23rd, saying that I needed to kiss my kids goodbye, implying that I would be dead and never see them again, which was fucking smart. And he also said that he was outside my house So I told the judge, I got that call at, I got the text at 4:30 when I'm on my way to drop my daughter off at cheering. And so I'm with my son and I'm getting a text message saying, we're outside your house. So that puts me in fear, obviously, because there's somebody telling me that they are outside my house. So that's, can't do that. That causes fear. So again, to meet the criteria of HPO, you have to have 3 instances of unwanted contact designed to cause fear or bodily harm that did cause fear or bodily harm. So I got more than enough there. More. I have like 6 incidents here of him contacting me with the intent to cause fear. So I presented this to a judge last week, Judge Andrew Abdallah. Search his name. Search his name. This little man. He is a politically connected hack who worked for Sheriff 𝗻𝗄𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗔's sheriff's department. And he was a very controversial confirmation. 2 of the members of the governor's council voted not to confirm him, specifically because he had no knowledge about harassment orders. Like, he didn't know anything about it. The guy's never, I don't even know if he was an attorney. But he had no business being judged. So I get up there and I tell them everything I just told you. And he's like, I don't see how this satisfies that. They go, were you in fear? I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, you were in fear from the swatting incident, but were you in fear for the others? It's like, no, that's not what the statute says, Your Honor. The statute says 3 or more instances that you were put in fear. And that's what happened. Okay? The culmination of them all put me in fear. So like this one put me in fear, this one put me in fear. That's not how the statute works. So luckily he was a sub that day, and we had a real judge today. Judge Noonan was back. He's the guy that usually is. He's very fair, this judge. He does not hand out orders easily, and I find him to be extremely fair. So I go in there today, and so that we had our 2-party hearing today. So it was not granted ex parte, which is just insane because fucking 𝗵𝗵𝗔𝗂𝗃 got 𝗵𝗵𝗔𝗃 got 2 temporary ones on me. They were both thrown out because, as it turns out, she lied in the 1-party hearing. I didn't get a chance to tell the truth to the judge. When I did, the order was thrown out and not granted. But she got the temporary ones by crying. And, oh my God, people! It's just, man, it's the difference between men against women. They're much more likely to give a hysterical crying woman, regardless of the fact that she has no evidence or proof or anything, a temporary one, just to be on the safe side, because they don't want to be the judge that didn't grant an order and then some crazy dude showed up at a woman's house and killed her, right? They don't want to be that guy. But they really should be more careful. So, Mike Giannetti, speaking of women, Mike Giannetti also got a temporary ex parte order granted against me. And he's a crackhead. So I thought that was just wild. Like, these idiots get temporary ones and I don't. Make it make sense. Regardless, I knew I was going to have my day in court this week. Now, I did not publicize it. Why didn't I really publicize it? I didn't talk about this much. Number one, I was hoping he just didn't show up. I was hoping that he would default. I did not want to make a spectacle out of this. I didn't want him to make a spectacle out of this. I wanted to take this very seriously because I consider it a very serious matter that this individual is trying to put fear into my family. And I'm not going to put up with it. I'm not going to put up with it. So I went in there and I said everything I need to say. And I did not think he would be there, but he was. He was on Zoom with that fucking American flag, that bootleg American flag thing in the background. He's not taking it seriously, obviously, you see that. And I tell my whole spiel, I'm going to get the audio of this. But basically, he's like, oh, yeah, so, I didn't, yeah, he goes, I might have gone a little too far with that, but I did not mean to cause harm. I would never cause harm. And then he starts going off on the tangent that I hoped he would. He started going off about, Your Honor, he actually uses his platform to harass people, which is a really stupid thing to do if you're a defendant. Don't describe your motive in court if you're the defendant. Say less, because that's what he was essentially doing. He was essentially saying, yes, I am harassing him. Yes, I am putting him in fear, but it's okay because he's an asshole. It's okay that I did this because I don't like the things that he's saying on YouTube, except I'm not the one on trial. If you have an issue with that, you can try to get an order on me. So that's what he tried to do. He went in there with that whole defense. Again, I will get the audio. He was clearly not taking it seriously. Your Honor, I'm not a threat. Yeah, so I called him a few times. He didn't deny any of it. He goes, there's a lot of things that he just said that was a lie. Couldn't name a single thing. Could not name a single thing. And unlike him, I came with evidence. I got printouts of our entire conversations, okay, of him texting me. I got printouts of the call logs. And on top of that, I don't know if I've announced this yet, the Holden Police Department, I met with Detective Parker on, I believe, Tuesday or Wednesday. I think Wednesday. And he has found probable cause to charge Zackary Marten with the crime of a false 911 call. So not only does Zackary Marten now have a harassment prevention order against him, Zackary Marten also is being charged with the crime in Massachusetts of filing a false 911 call, which is so fucked up, like, to do that when you hear that audio on that tape. Like, a grown man in his 30s treating emergency services as a freaking toy. That's what he was essentially doing. He lied to them repeatedly. And also in court today, he tried to say, Your Honor, he has threatened to kill himself before. He's suicidal, blah, blah, blah. It's like, Zackary and you retards out there, if you're going to say that, you need to bring evidence. This isn't YouTube. These people think everything is YouTube. And if they just repeat the same shit that all these other mouth breathers on YouTube believe, then, oh yeah, that counts. That's evidence. That's basically all they do with me. He's like, Your Honor, he said he's going to kidnap a transgender baby. The kid's in the bathtub. Blah, blah, blah. He sent cops to Brett's house. If you fucking look at the evidence, Dawson Boston, he told Dawson Boston to kill himself. Play the whole tape. Everything they say is out of context and cannot be proven. And when you debate them on it and you show them the actual facts, which is what happens in a courtroom, they can't stand up to the light. They lose. That's what happens. And that is what happened today. Zackary lives in Boynton Beach, Florida. He said, I live in Florida. I'm never going to go to Massachusetts. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you live in Florida. You can cause fear from Florida, which you did by calling a fake 911 call. And, you know, the judge needs to understand that without this order being in place, what is his incentive not to do it again? Tell me that. Like, what is his incentive not to do it again? There's no consequences, right? Why wouldn't he do it again? So, Zackary Marten, guess what, bitch? Don't ever fucking say my name again. You are my slave from now on. You will never talk about me again. You will never mention my fucking name. If you're on a panel, I'm going to jump on the panel just so you have to fucking leave the panel. Just understand that. If you're on a panel with me at the same fucking time at all, that's a violation of the order. You will be arrested for that. He also said, Your Honor, he actually threatened me. Because remember, I made a comment that, like, I would beat the fuck out of him, and I would. Zackary Marten, like, you're like, this is the best thing that could have happened to you. It's better than the alternative. Me getting on a fucking plane and coming down here. You don't want that. You don't want that. I'll do anything to protect my fucking kids. Just know that. So, that's what I did. And, like, Zach, don't ever fucking, like, you even fucking attempt to mention my name. And I'm going to be watching every fucking thing you say. If you even attempt to mention my name. If you even attempt to jump on a panel with me. I am going to record it. I'm going to document it. I'm going to go right to the police. And immediately a warrant is going to be issued for your arrest. Again. You fucked with the wrong person, Zach Marten. You thought you could fuck with me? You thought you could fuck with my family? Who the fuck do you think you're fucking with, son? Nah, I had to spank you, Zach. You're my bitch now. Just understand that. Moving forward, you're my fucking bitch. You're going to do what I tell you to do. And if I go on a panel, you're going to get the fuck off the panel. Don't ever talk about me again. Ever, motherfucker. I don't know who you think you're talking to, son. You found out, though, didn't you? You found out. I'm not some mouth breather on the internet. I'm a well-educated, well-researched individual who knows the law, who has experience in these sort of things, and who will shut you the fuck up when I need to. And that's exactly what I did. The court shut you the fuck up. Didn't they? Didn't they? So shut the fuck up. And you got bigger fish to fry, man. You got that criminal charge coming. Watch out for that summons. Which, by the way, the fact that you were in court today shows that the address we had on you was right. You got the summons, didn't you? It came to your house. So now we got your address. It's confirmed. We have your address. So, yeah, Teresa, that loser did show up for court. And you can rewind it and listen to this. He showed up on Zoom. He made a fool of himself. I smoked him. That's what I do. And I won. So, Tonic, shut the fuck up. That means any third-party contact as well. Anything. So, yeah. That's what, like, let it be known from now on. Like, if you go real life on YouTube, I will go real life in the courtroom. I will go real life with the police. Do not go real life. Like Shiva said, can't you just go back to calling each other cunts? Can't you just call each other cocksuckers and be rude to each other? Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to actual trolling as opposed to this? And again, Zach, the funny part about this is, Zach, that I don't even know you. We have no history together. You did this all to impress 𝗵𝗵𝗱𝗲. You thought this would impress her. And you thought this would impress Brett. You sought the affirmation that you are a good person and a cool person from a woman who abuses her kids and a man who has not had a job in 20 fucking years. You wanted to impress them. Now look at you. Was it worth it? Now look at you. You're being charged with a crime. And you got an order telling you to shut the fuck up and don't ever fucking talk about me again. Ever. So, I win. You lose. That's what I do. Turtleboy always wins. Hashtag. Turtleboy always wins, motherfucker. So, anybody have any questions they want to ask me? The message has been sent loud and clear here, guys. Loud and clear. Anyone have any questions or comments they want to say? Congratulations, thank. I don't use Gabs, Rusty, so I wouldn't be able to read that. Anybody have any questions about this procedure or what happened? I'm gonna pull the tapes, obviously. Has Zach got anything to say? Is he crying about it? Zach, don't fucking talk about me ever again. I win, you lose. Just go away. You know, all you assholes, just go away. Like, in case the message hasn't been sent, let's look at my track record here, man, of the people who have fucked with me for the last year. How's 𝗵𝗵𝗱𝗲 doing? Oh yeah, she's being charged. She got an order out against her, against Lauren Murray, and she's being charged with violating that order. So she's getting charged with a crime. That happened, and an order still exists. Andrew Johnson assaulted me outside of West Roxbury Court. He's being charged with assault and battery. He fucked around and found out. Anybody else want to charge? We're just handing out charges around here. We're handing out orders around here. Unlike the losers who tried to get orders against me and failed, like, you know, 𝗵𝗵𝗱𝗲𝗃, I actually get them. So there we go. There we go. Message sent. You know, so just walk away. You know, just walk away. You have the option to go away. You don't have to be obsessed with me. You don't. You can just move on with your life and talk about chili cheese fries again. Go back to your roots. That's what you can do. But I am not the person to be trifled with. My name is not Chili de Castro. I actually know how the court works. I'm good at it. I'm smarter than you. So, anyone else have any questions they want to ask me? Oh, you guys like the shirt. Well, thank you. Yeah, 𝗵𝗵𝗱𝗲𝗃, long story. It's unfortunately true. It's the most accurate nickname of all time. Are the Florida police involved too? They will be. The Boynton Beach Police Department will be showing up at his house today with a copy of this order. Boom. I hang this on my fridge. It's going to protect my family, that piece of paper. And they will be giving him that. He will also be getting a summons for court for his arraignment date that's coming up too. So good job, Zach. Good job. How'd that work out for you? He actually got up there today and was like, Your Honor, I probably shouldn't have done that. Yeah, don't say that either. That's in the midst of guilt. I probably shouldn't have done that, but, you know, I didn't do any of those things, Your Honor. Really? Well, you're gonna have to show that you didn't, Zach, because I got text messages here and videos, and I offered to play the 911 call. He didn't want it. The mere fact that the Holden Police Department has issued a criminal complaint against him was all that they really need to see. I mean, that's it. That's it. So, anyone else have anything? I'm going to be home in a couple minutes. Great trolling. I know, when trolling goes wrong and you catch a charge because you went in real life, and the best part about it is, on top of that, you also have no friends in your community. Like, that whole community that you tried to impress because they don't like me, and you thought this will impress them, yeah, now they hate you too. Because even though they hate me, they're like, dude, that's fucked up to do to kids. So no, you tried so hard to impress them, didn't you? You wanted to be liked so fucking badly that you did this, and it failed. Turns out they're not impressed like that. Even though a lot of them are lowlifes, they're not impressed by that. So, what brings you more joy? This or KP charges? Probably this, because this person is more of a direct threat to my family than 𝗵𝗵 was, although exonerating myself in court and beating her and making her look like a fool was so sad. The audio of the 𝗬𝗏 is much more satisfying than this. The audio of her forcing her daughter to read the most heinous things possible that a 16-year-old child said to me was just, and showing the world, illustrating to the world what a failure she is as a parent through her daughter's own words. Her daughter's own words showed that. That was so satisfying. Zackary says he knows more about the law than me. Well, guess he doesn't. You know, you passed the bar and you went to law school, so, and he can't even beat a simple HBO. Can't even do it. So, anyone else have any questions? So, bottom line is, Zach, is shut the fuck up. Don't ever talk about me again. I'm your daddy now. Just understand that. I can talk about you all I want, and I'm going to. But you can never fucking talk about me, ever. So just know that. I shut you the fuck up. Didn't I, son? You're my bitch. And I would advise this, Zach. Don't get mad about it and be like, I'm going to do this. Because you might be thinking that. Like, I'm going to make up a fake account and contact them. Because I'm going to get you if you do that. I'm going to find that out. I got the resources. So my advice to you is to just take the L and go home. You're going to have to swallow your pride. Take a big gulp. Swallow that shit. Swallow that pride, that thing inside you that's like, makes you still want to get me because you can't. Because it's going to get you charged again if you do that. So my advice is to take that L, accept it, learn from this, and move on with your life and forget that I fucking exist. If I come into a room, run the other way. Because you're going to get charged doing that. So, anyway, guys, we will see you guys all for the next episode of Turtle Boy Live tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on this channel. Give us a thumbs up afterwards. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think about this. And we will see you guys tomorrow night. Peace, Turtle Runners.